off again. Ah, that isn't Joanna Lumley, is it?
No.
I only mentioned that because she used to be the one on years ago on the internet, CompuServe and AOL. When you signed in, it used to come in, "Hello, how are you?" And it was Joanna Lumley. Welcome. That was fun. I don't. Is Joyce? I don't know if Joyce is coming today. Well, she knows where we are. Everybody had a good week?
Yeah, not too bad. Been cold.
Too blinking cold.
Oh.
Weatherspoons was okay last week.
What was that?
I said Weatherspoons was okay last week with the.
Oh, you went there, yeah, Tuesday.
Oh, yes. How is Chris?
Yeah, she's fine.
Good.
She's doing really well, to be honest.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just beginning to start to go out again.
That's Chris's are a tough lot.
Sorry? Chris, yes, sorry.
Chris's are a tough lot.
Yeah, she is.
Always.
She is. She's got one friend who looks after her hand, foot and finger, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. Oh, look, talking of Anne.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that little dog.
Yeah.
It was a bit bare that side, so I better put something in there.
That was bare as mine.
Very witty. They're all good. I mean, it's Christmas. I said to Anne, there's a Christmas card there already for next year. If you just have Merry Christmas and a little bit of holly in the corner, sorted, print them off. Nice and
get a
easy.
printer, I'll do that.
Yeah, once it's scaled down. That was Carol Wellman. She sent me 2.
Well, I didn't like the first one, so I had another go.
Ah,
So I did that really quickly.
is this the second one then?
Yeah.
Oh, I got bad news for you.
What's that?
I didn't put that one on the gallery. I put the first one. I think I did. Hang on. I put the other one on. They're both cute.
Well, I got fed up with the other one because I couldn't get rid of all the yellow in it. And I thought, I didn't bother to finish it off properly.
Oh, I love that. I thought Anne's came and then that came and I thought, well, these are
I didn't think.
Look at that when it's framed up. I thought,
Oh, it doesn't look so yellow there as it did at home. I tried to wash some of it off.
well,
But,
the subject of the title was when sort of winter's. The original title was Winter Sunshine. Winter Sunshine. It's only like later I put Winter Misty Morning or something. So,
right.
to be quite frank with you, you're on the right track there with the golden sort of glow to it.
Okay.
That's the one that's on the gallery.
Yes.
Hang on. I've got Joyce has lost the link, so I'm just going to send her a link. I didn't think she was I've lost the Zoom now. Oh, hang on. Chat apps, welcome more participants. Copy invite link. Link in no, I don't want to do that. I want to invite. There you go. Mail. There it comes. Come on, Joyce. Type Joyce.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
I found it.
You found it up just back to.
Oh, sorry. I had another look. I just after I sent that, and it's come up.
Right. I'll cancel this. Hang on.
Sorry, Dave.
No, it's a problem. No problem.
But my earphones aren't working. Can you sort my earphones out?
Can't hear a word you're saying.
Well, I tell you what, mine didn't work one day, and they said just sort of get a little brush and brush the ends, and then they started working because they get full up with dust.
I've had to have new ones because I checked my phone, and it's a totally different thing, and it's works on Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is on, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But this morning it's decided not to.
Cool, blimey.
I think it's going to take a while, Christy.
I just noticed last week's video on YouTube has got very good for a week. 59, people have watched it, but nobody's mentioned that the voice, like you guys talk, is slightly out of sync with the actual. It was when I was doing the edit in the afternoon or early evening, and I thought this ain't working. There's something wrong here, and I closed it, opened it, tried again, Tony, and in the end, I thought, oh, that's all right now. I uploaded it, and then when I looked at it, I thought, that still isn't perfect. It's still not right. It's good. It's good enough, but it ain't right. So I went off later on that night looking for. I thought, no good. I'm going to have to buy a proper video editor, and I went for about 4 or 5 different alternatives, including Adobe and all this, like cost thousands, and I found it did cost me money. It cost about, I don't know, 50 quid or something. So interesting to see well, it was the only one that you can download these sort of demo test trial runs of the software, and it was the only one that I could simulate exactly what I do every week anyway, without looking at any tutorials or anything. So I thought, there's got to be that one, and the voice and the images seem to be going together. So today's exciting. Well, see how I get on this afternoon, because I might, after lunch, I want to do this. Got to sort this bed thing out. Well, I need to do something. Mel said, where are you going to sleep tonight? On the mattress? I said, no, you're moving over. Your little palace is going out the window. I said, long as but trouble is, just start snoring, and that'll be me. I'll be gone. I'll be down. I'll be on the mattress on the floor.
No.
Funny. Joyce has got a little red thing on her thing.
Sainsbury's. The secretaries have just arrived, so I just muted it. Okay.
Ah, you muted it up. Yeah. Where was I? Sharing, wasn't I? Or I was thinking. Blah, 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 blah. I got as far as Carol's cutie one. I quite like that. It's the colours, isn't it? Once you put a red thing in, it draws the eye, and it feels quite quintessentially English, I think.
No. My man's a bit of a funny shape. He looks as if he's leaning backwards.
Yeah, well, and the brown bear is a bit strong. Pulling a brown bear, I expect he needs as much.
Yeah, it does look like a bear, doesn't it?
Wow. Then again, you could say it looks like a cat.
Well, it could be one of those shaggy dogs with the hair right down.
Afghan.
Yeah.
I thought it was
With
a
a
German
terrier's
shepherd.
nose.
It looks like a German shepherd to me.
Yeah. Good
His
spot.
tail down, his back end down.
I don't envy the task is not easy, and that's why whenever I do it, you always see I always draw a thin line for a tail going up first. If I get the tail right, everything else will follow through.
All right.
So I get a thin line going down for the back legs, then the belly, and the nose is just a sort of, or the head's just a sort of, I don't know, sort of triangle with a blob on the nose, isn't it? A bit further up. Good one though, I love it.
That's good.
Well, I said I was going to get my soft pastels out, and I did for the first time in years and years and years. And yeah, I play with it, but it looks a bit boring to me because I didn't because of the pastels are all chunky and I'm still not holding things very well. I couldn't do it fine. I couldn't quite manage to do any figures or anything in it. Where those big shady blobs are in the foreground, that's where I tried.
Those mud, there's a mud in it where people have been walking on the grass after the frost.
Wow, that's it. Something.
Well done.
Yeah,
it looks nice.
It was fun. Don't know that I'll be doing it again, but it was all right.
One of those pictures that works both ways on it.
Yeah, it was like a reflection.
Yeah,
The water.
reaction. Yeah, interesting. There you go. Now it's even going the other way.
Amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks good that way, doesn't it?
Well, it's because I'm left-handed, isn't it? So everything's sort of, I think my brain works better from left to right rather than right to left. Good one, nice one, that. Pauline?
Yeah, it's nice.
She's got, look, you go see what Carol's done, and then Anne, and then Pauline comes up with this. I'm thinking they've been in cahoots, this lot. There's been some chat going on in there.
I didn't want to do the bike.
No.
Yeah, it is an acquired. It's a bit fiddly, that thing.
It's like three men and 3 dogs. They're all out. Wonder if they'll meet up.
Yeah. Yours is going the other way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know which way Anne's
Must
is
have
going.
passed yours.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're on about. You're always like,
Oh.
oh dear. Yeah, it works though. Is that a little bird in the?
No, it's I was trying to put a few twigs sort of in, but
I was looking at mine earlier and thinking, shall I or shan't I put a bit more emphasis on the tree bits? I thought, nah, leave it alone. Somebody might want to say, here, is that picture for sale? You never know. It's always the way. Well, as soon as you think not, something happens, doesn't it? I did it the other day. I put a piece of astronomy gear up for sale a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, well, this ain't going to work. Left it a couple of days, and then I put cancelled. I cancelled it. 2 weeks later, I get an email saying, here, is that thing you've got, is it still? Yeah. I know it's cancelled, but just on the off chance. So I did sell it in the end. And the irony is, because it's a UK-based sales site, especially for astronomy gear, the guy only lived down the road.
Oh, right. Well, that's handy.
Yeah. I said, oh, do you want to? I
Excuse
told him
me.
about the money, and I said, well, I thought we'd go halves on the postage, you know. He said, well, I thought I'd come and get it. I'm only down. Gotcha. Oh, that was fun. I'm a bit cautious about today. You know, the day's going to be a bit strange when you're in the shower and you suddenly realise, what the hell's going on? Go ahead. When you're in the shower and you realise that you've got the shower, you know, the rubber mat thing up the wrong way. You're stood on the suckers. They got little suckers underneath, haven't they? I thought to myself, oh, that's a bit, my feet are hurting a bit, like you do. And suddenly twigged, oh, right, okay. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to bend down and try and switch it over while I'm in the shower, otherwise I'll be in hospital.
Ooh.
This is Gordon's. So any complaints,
See Gordon.
I'm Gordon. Yeah.
Well, it's a lovely picture, but
Yes.
I might regret it, yeah.
Yes.
I think, well, I'm viewing it as an interesting exercise, you know what I mean?
Certainly is.
In different techniques and that. I think it probably demands a little bit extra time than today's likely to allow. But no one's mentioned the early lunch word yet. So
I'm thinking that you could cut that in half and just have the top half, and it'd be really nice.
Yes.
that's a really good idea.
What about just the tree?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, just the waterfall coming down, but without the big bit in the front. That looks really difficult.
Is masking fluid involved?
I haven't put any. I think I might have used a bit like that or more.
Yeah,
That's not bad. Yeah.
yeah.
Could even go.
Oh, even better.
And then
That's lovely.
well, that's what I love about Chrissy. She comes out with these flipping ideas too late.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I like the waterfall, but
Oh dear.
not so much of it.
Gordon's
Just
taking
me.
all this in, you realise that?
Yeah.
He'll do something different, you won't.
Was that your photo, Gordon?
Yeah.
When you were in Scotland?
I've asked on Facebook Scotland, I've asked somebody to identify where it is, and I've had one answer so far, so nobody else knows where it is.
Oh.
It's Glencoe.
Yeah, I think it's Glencoe.
Yeah. There's a waterfall on the side of the Glencoe Valley. The big one.
Looks lovely.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
You have to go on Google and do a reverse image search.
Yeah, if we could find the original, obviously we've got it. But
That's all you got to do. If you upload that image and Google does a search on it, it usually comes up with something pretty close.
Really?
How do you upload an image onto Google?
If you just type in Google itself, Google reverse image search.
Okay.
It'll take you up from there.
On my way.
Hang on, I still did the sketch on the piece of detail paper. I seem to be set in my way with that now. And I did a grid. The reason is because if I like it, I can quickly, you know, transpose another one onto another bit of paper and have another go. What I do, I've got these remember these things, treasury tags.
Oh yeah.
Remember those? So then I oh God, whispers, put my teeth back in. I treasury tag them all together so I can go back and just flick through and use them again. I got that idea off of Roger Dean. Who's Roger Dean? Oh, wow, see, this is part of the Tuesday morning process of learning. Roger Dean, he's the guy that did the Yes logo. Famous for that. The pop group Yes. Remember, it was a sort of a curved logo. Maybe not. But
I can't remember the pop group, let alone the logo.
No, I've never heard of
well,
it.
if you saw some of his paintings, you'd recognise it straight away because he's famous for doing all these sort of sci-fi things. And one of the things he does a lot of is waterfalls, as it happens. But and trees floating in the sky, islands in the sky, and things like that. He's well known for that. So Talking of islands in the sky, I did put a bit of masking fluid. I didn't have to, but at the back there was some. I noticed some little rocky bits. So I thought, I'll just put some on so we don't lose them. See what happens. Color wise, I ain't changed my palette. Stick to the same simple palette as usual. Look how clean it is. Blimey. If Charlie Evans ever watches my video, he'll be smirking at that. I've still left a little bit of the shadow that was there. Seems a shame to wash all that out. It's quite a blur, quite a blob of it. What do you reckon? Start with the sky? I could start lower down, but I'm going to start with this top down and work my way out of trouble. Langton paper. I think I'll go right the way down to the horizon. Found me mop brush. Langton paper. Gordon's favourite.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. What was I say the other day when you were user error? Oh, dear. He's gonna lucky I don't live around your way. I'll come around and thump you. I'm gonna mix up some blue and burnt sienna. Just a simple mix. Don't know why, but it comes to my mind that I've got this turquoise here, turquoise blue. So I'm just going to introduce some of that to the sky first. I was umming and ahhing earlier, thinking, shall I just change the sky completely and use raw sienna as a color? So I'm just giving you my thought process in case you want to do a different one. And that was mine, was to use a raw sienna type sky. But this cobalt turquoise is not turquoise, is it? It's got a little bit of that what's called cobalt in it, so it takes it away from. See how dark we can go. Maybe a bit darker, I think. A bit more blue, a bit more burnt sienna. It's always a good mix for greys, neutral tints. I'm conscious of it getting lighter over there, isn't it? Yeah. Over on the right hand side. Glen Co. I was in Scotland last night, Gord.
Didn't see you.
Yeah, I was in Clydesdale. Clydesdale Astronomical Society.
All right.
On a Monday. It was a Zoom thing.
Northern Lights still on?
It's fun, really. I like doing the I'm in the Scottish what's the ones? The Edinburgh Astronomical Society of Edinburgh, which is quite a prestigious one. And because Clydesdale's up there, they very often, if they're having a meeting, they call them webinars. Hey, it's a webinar. And lovely lady. They invite the other society to come to their webinars, which is nice, isn't it?
Good idea.
it's a bit ironic, really, because I'm sure when if I open my mouth, they can't understand a word I'm saying. And the feelings sort of equal. Bit of a flat brush, perhaps take out a bit of this. I did mark a pencil line where that back mountain was, so hope I can get a bit of it off. Just gentle. I'm not sure about this here, whether to leave it or not. It's one of those, do I or don't I? The paper, this Langton that I'm using, Gord, is the thin one. It's not the prestige one, it's just the normal, not finished one. So just dabbing out a few clouds with the brush. I think I might actually got this bit of shadow colour here, so just to save time, I'm going to utilise a bit of that with some turquoise and drop it along the top while I'm still damp. See if I can drop it a bit more dramatic drama. You've got to be so I was going to say quick, but it's so tentative to know when the paper's drying off to the degree where it won't give you those nice soft transitions between the dark and the lighter. Hey, I don't know about this. I'm going to get that flat brush. Where are you? I was in my hand. Good boy. I'm going to build it up a bit more. Add a little bit of shadow in there, I think. Don't want it to be too brown. I want the burnt sienna and the blue gives us that grey tone that we want. Where my paper's cockling, it's not doing me any favours.
Find that information.
Going in, I've gone dark now. Does cockle this paper, Gordon?
Yeah, you do need to stretch it.
Well, it is stretched. It's stretched all right.
Your water's too wet, probably.
No, it's thin paper, isn't it? It's not. I'm so used to that really thick stuff. Right, that'll do for that. I'm going to try and find the island now. Mountain even. I'm gonna go against the grain now. While it's damp, I'm gonna dab. Oh, too much water. A little bit of raw sienna on it. Maybe that was the right amount of water actually. And then drag some of the brown on top of that. Grey. It should fade back, shouldn't it? Could have been better. It's still a bit wet, so it's getting excited, isn't it? Just mop it up there, I think. Hey. Well, if I post this on the Astronomy Society WhatsApp group later, they'll tell me exactly where this is.
Yeah, they will.
They're absolutely, you know, if they know this sort of stuff. We did one up in Scotland before, and it was on my desk, and I had the wrong camera on it. slightly on purpose, and they all went, "Oh, that's the fourth. That's so. Next thing I know, there's loads of pictures turning up on the Zoom meeting saying this is this, you know, that they took some pictures of it that were better than the ones that we were using. Typical, isn't it? Let's get a bit more. Define this.
I've asked 40,000 people where it is, and one's come back at the moment.
Wow.
They said basically, is this not the pic you taken?
Oh,
Exactly. You should know.
So
are
I
they
sent
speaking
back
in
and said,
Gaelic?
yeah.
I've just looked at it, Gordon.
Sorry?
I've just looked at your post, and the lady that asked that was talking to the other lady, not you.
Oh.
What?
Well,
There you go.
she tagged Elizabeth, the person that said about, isn't this the pic you took?
Yeah.
And she tagged somebody else.
Oh. Oh, she's asking her friend.
So she wasn't asking you. You replied as if she was, but she was tagging the other person because she'd obviously taken a similar photo, and she was asking her where it was.
Ah.
That was kind of her.
Right.
Anyway, we'll let that settle down for a while, see what turns up. Everything's, it's always,
Yeah, I've just gone into hers, but there's no
watercolor.
The other one hasn't replied or said anything.
No.
Patience is a virtue.
Spend all that time putting paint on and then lifting it off with. Should do. Well, at least we got some out there to dry off in a minute. Ooh. Raw sienna. What colours are we using today then, Dave? Burnt sienna, blue, a little bit of turquoise to mess about with, and raw sienna. So we're not going too mad with colours today. It isn't that type of picture anyway, is it? It's more of a, maybe we'll have an early lunch. Come on. Well, last week's picture didn't take too long. I was really proud of that, really pleased with it. I can always tell the nice ones because I don't touch them the next day. They just stay where they are. Hard thing about these photographs, deciding what's what and where it is and all the rest of it. I can never work it out. Try to see it my way. It's just a bit of raw sienna. The other colour that I'm going to introduce is the sand Dune colour. Just going to pop a bit there from now. These aren't the finals, these are the underpainting. Okay, very oily, oil orientated underpainting. Yeah, he's doing underpainting. That's new. I didn't know they did that in watercolor. They don't. They call it blocking in. That's a rule. My daughter's been watching our videos as well. Philippa. She thought it was hilarious. She was quite. It was nice. She only thinks it's funny because of my accent. Well, you get your bit of brain and you put your thing and you ain't got to worry about it. Look, oh yeah, that was it last week, wasn't it? I said I'm using shadow, but if you want to mix your own up, you use some of this, some of that, and Phil Pop thought that was hilarious. And look, there's hardly any difference between the two. Well, I was showing off, wasn't I? But seems to be a theme colour today is the burnt sienna and blue. But the beauty of it is you get such variants of the two make grey, that's why we use it, but they make so many variations, you know, tones of it, that it's great. You get that lovely randomness about it. It's not a defined, this is grey, you know. That's why if you watch me, I never mix it in the pan. I just sort of introduce the two halves, and where they sort of, more often than not, I'll take some from the edge where it hasn't quite blended. Like I'm trying to do now. Scotland. Hey. Wonder if they'll become independent. I think they're foolish. I think they should leave. They should take our example, and we should just say, look what happened to us. Mention the B word. Careful what you wish for. You know, I've got a parcel coming from Slovenia, and it was the item was 50 quid or 50 euros. Postage was 25 euros, and I wait in eager anticipation to find out what the import duty on that's going to be. You know, that's the things they don't tell you. Well, whereas before it just comes straight through, no hassle. Now you've got so much to worry about. It's a nightmare. I mean, just if it affects me, and I think twice before ordering something that I would normally, you know, in the past just gone for, then what's it like for, you know, big businesses and that, you know, they must be thinking, well, this is just going bust, really. Nightmare. I must admit, I've gone off the idea of Brexit at the moment.
I was never into the idea of it anyway.
Well, it did have it did appeal. There were some appealing, well, there are some even now. It's got its appeal when you see all the corruption and doodah in European Parliament. Mind you, then you've only got to look down the road at Westminster. They're all murky. The old Mr. Sahari or whatever his bloody name is. I've always said he was a greasy chip. The other one, James Cleverly, he's the same. I wouldn't buy a used car off of either of them. I wouldn't buy a bloody newspaper off them. Mumble. Anyway, we've got raw sienna there, and I've just put in some of the darks with the pointed bit of the brush. If you haven't got one of these, you can use anything with a pointy brush on it. I've left that there. That's underpainted. I think I need a little bit more raw sienna here. Just oops, that's yellow, golden yellow. On the brush, it can carry on down. Bit of variation. Just going to make it form the bank there, I think. Difficult to tell on these pictures, isn't it? Exactly what's what. I've said that once before. Yeah, I know. Anyhow. I think the time of... Oh, that's not too bad. It's drying out all right. I did it. I'm letting the hills, the mountain dry off before attacking that. There's the fun bit, isn't it now? We've all been waiting for. Colours. Let's think up some colours. Look at the rocks in the water and all the rest of it. And look for the lighters. Remember, I'm always saying light behind the dark, but in this case, we've got to find the darks, the lightest colour of the rock, because that's the way we paint in watercolour. Which is, there's a hint of raw silk, but you don't want what I've just achieved. You don't want wet. You want not soaking, runny paint. You want fairly strong. You don't want it really wet. Raw sienna. I'm going to need some of this Dune colour. Sand. If we haven't got sand, we go back to our, for any non-knowledgeable workers, we'll get viewers, we'll go back to our burnt sienna, add some blue. Not too much blue. How do you make sand? Come on, somebody tell me.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. I don't know. In the past, I've always just used raw sienna, so I'm trying to simulate it here, and it's not working. Always the same when you try to do something live.
Oh, it could be Tenerife sand. That's black.
I think it is.
I was thinking that.
What were you saying?
Tenerife could be Tenerife.
Is that colour?
Yeah, you just say it's a different location.
Yeah, it's volcanic.
But yeah, it's a bit too dark, that. But whereas if you just use raw sienna on its own, but really weak, dilute, then that works really well as sand. So you should use that all the time. Well, now you know why we use Dune or sand, mixed sand. Even Charlie Evans designs his own sand colour and sells it. So that's what I'm sticking with now. Anyway, the point is, we're going to need that. So you've got to look at our... Oh, I've lost the original picture. Oh no, there it is. Okay. I've got an A4 sheet of it here. Print out that nobody else can see, only me. But trust me, it is there. So what I'm going to do now is start. I've sort of penciled in some rock bits where I think they are. I'm going to stick with this brush. I'm going to use burnt sienna, stick with that theme, and the blue. The reason it's not working, well, it's strong. I've got a bright blue or something in there, a bit like Prussian blue. It's in the palette, and I thought I've got to use it up. So you're getting a very strong, fierce shade of grey. It's fine, whatever with it. There's a reason why I want a bit of it. So I'm going to find some rocky bits. Paint the sand colour over it. See what I don't, it is a bit watery. I didn't want it that watery. Well, there you go, it's done there. Trying to figure out where I am. It's got to be random anyway. Some rocky bits over here. Those I've masked out. There's a few little bits here. Just block them in for a minute. There's a rocky rock there. Go down a bit. There's a rocky bit here. And drop in some more sienna. And you brush off. Just give it a bit of glow, really. Probably go and have a lie down now. Is that a rock over here? Isn't it? Right, we'll find the sandy colour. No. Just whack it over that rock. Stone. Boom. I'm just picking them out separate. I can't go where they butt together. I'm not so sure I'll get the result I want. Bit of warmth in there. Bit more rocks there. Bit like painting clouds, isn't it? There's no way you can sit there and paint all the clouds because it changes by the minute. Should be all right. Just leave a little bit of space between boulders. That's water there. I've got rocks down here. All sienna. Bit of that colour. Bit more Buddha. That's that rock. Something going on there. Miss that. Miss that. Dunk dunk. Now there's a boulder and there's one there. I'm just trying to pick a few of the boulders out. That needs to come off. It's too dark. It'll be even darker in a minute. So I said that I didn't want the water to be too. I think I might get a little bit of green against the grain. Mix it in with my raw sienna or yellow, whichever. Introduce a bit of that here and there. At random. I'll leave that for a minute. No, I'll go in there. Bit more flesh. Pick them out. If you see a rock, block it in. There'll be a bit of a Picasso at this in a minute. Not worried about that. Okay. Right. Now I want to get start at the top and work my way down. Burnt umber. And some blue. Give us a nice dark colour. Bit worried about that blue. It's great. Being Prussian or royal blue, which it can be really high staining colour. So I think what I'll do is I'll paint that over the top of this, see what happens. I'll try with the top one first. Should be all right. Here's a big beastie. Need a lot of this colour. Oh, it's not one. Hey, move rocks. Then what we'll do, I'm left-handed, so I might need to stand up for this. I've got a palette knife, but if you've got a credit card, you can use a credit card and start doing some rock painting. Tissue on your hand. But now you see what the idea is. You get the. Really should have left that a bit darker there, I think. Never mind. Let's push it back up. See what happens. Just lift it off a bit here. You can use a credit card, yeah. I've just found that I've got this knife, so I'm just using it lightly. That's what I said earlier. If you're going to be a bit of Picasso in a minute, it's always usually where it's quite nice. It's so nice. If I put any dark on there to if you're using rough paper, you get an even better rocky effect as well. Need some more in here. A bit more. Come back to this. In a minute. A bit dark over here, I think. Burnt umber and blue. But you don't want it to be too orange. That is blue, isn't it? Righty. Maybe that. I'm rushing this really. I'll take a bit more time over yours. Burnt umber. Blue. Ultramarine blue's a better one. Sure, nice. You haven't got to be too pedantic about it because you're going to scratch it off in a minute. Okay. What does it say? If this was rough paper, it'd be awesome because you get a really nice where the paper is, you know, the divot, the valleys and the highs of the rough paper gives it a really good simulation of rocks. So it feels like painting in oils. It's a bit of a. I did try with a credit card yesterday, but it didn't work. Oh no, I've got one here. I haven't got a credit card. It wouldn't let me loose one of them things. I've got this one. It says "Fantastic Dad," M&S. How about that? But you need to. Just scrape it off. And then there's one over here that I forgot. missed out, but you can see the principle. So just put the blue on. Once you've got the underpainting bit, blue and burnt umber, scratch it on. You haven't got to be too fussed about it because you're going to attack it in a minute anyway. Put a bit on there, I think. See what happens. Amazing. And there, wasn't it? It was a piece there I thought I'd missed off. Just do try it out. As I say, the credit card's not made out of plastic, this one. It's made out of strong cardboard, so it doesn't kind of doesn't work. Go over there a minute. I haven't finished yet. These ones. Dab on that. It's quite therapeutic, this actually. Was that a agreement or you're joking? You're having a laugh, Dave.
Putting the kettle on at the moment.
Right, that do. The what I haven't got a rough paper, so but what I have got is a fan brush. So using my fan brush and the colours that are to my in my palette, I'm just gonna take the edge off it, push it up, and dab in some crevices. Burnt umber perhaps, because I did notice, mind you, a lot. You look at these photos, and 1 minute they look one colour and predominantly, and the next minute it looks something else. It's my therapy tune. Burnt umber and blue. Ooh, that is strong blue. I always have this. It's always one colour. It's usually the permanent rose, isn't it? That's got the strength. Or was I over here, wasn't I? I can't quite make out what this is over here. I think it's the next, supposed to be the bank. I'll add a bit of green to this now. I think Scotland. I wanted to go up there. Green, I wanted it greener, a bit more green. Problem is I haven't got a ready-made plane, so it comes out really horrible. You know, well, set the scene anyway, blocking in. I just think adding a little touch of green around them be quite nice. Because these rocks, they always have sort of stuff growing on them. That one's a bit strong now. Never mind. I need to lift some off there later. When I stand back and have a look in a minute. I think there's a reason why I've deliberately avoided waterfalls over the years. Well, it's all right. It's good. It's nice enough fun, isn't it? I want some cobalt blue now, but I haven't got any. Let's try and invent one. Bit of turquoise. Perhaps a little bit of shadow in it. Sort of a grey, bluey colour. So I can, using my fan brush, take some of the edge off of that, paint some water in. Plenty of it. Just don't need a lot of paint on your brush. You just want a little dab of paint. A lot of people think they're just for foliage and trees, but bit of finger art, digital. Just hit the bottom of the rock with the brush and let it fizzle down. It'll be fun. Well, hardly need to touch the paper with the brush. Might soften it down in a sec with just clean water. Comes across that way, doesn't it? Won the lottery last night. Yoo-hoo! Woke me up, did I? My email went off. Bing, boom, boom, whatever it makes it up. And I thought, whoa. And I read it and it said, good news. Oh, about your lottery ticket. And I thought, wow, that's it then. I'm off.
Obviously not enough for you to leave the country.
I'm still talking to you. Can't be that good. Well, I did. It sort of kept me occupied from 4:30 till about 6:30, thinking, oh, I can't. Shall I log in? Shall I have a look? I can't do it on my phone. And I thought, oh yeah, I can. So I did. And I won a £5.
Wow.
Well, so I can invest that into stocks and shares or something. I'll probably buy another ticket, like you do. Well, I will, because they don't pop it into your bank account till forever. Is anyone following what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Taking it all in.
Yep. Trying to think how we can do it in acrylic, but I'm sure I'll find a way.
You'll be all right. You've got the advantage because you can do all the dark bits and then just drop in. You can just have a play with off-white and white. And even while it's damp, you can push in some darks on top of them, you know, some white rather on top of the dark. You can just push it in and blend it. It'll come out really good on them, won't you? You'll be pleasantly surprised. Got a rigger here. I'm just going to put a bit more burnt umber and some darks floating around here. Ooh, see what I'm on about? Ooh. I wanted it to spread, but I don't know if I wanted it to go like that. Soften down, clean water, let the water do some work. Too much painting there, am I? Never mind. So it was when I was there. Amazing, it was racing along. A bit like painting waves, isn't it? You sat there in front of the wave trying to paint them, you could be there forever. You'll never finish the painting. Because they change they just change every few minutes, don't they?
Seconds even.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, every few seconds you got to end up spending most of the time looking at them, thinking, "Wow, that's amazing." Burnt umber. I haven't used many different colours though. 4, 5 at the most. Just using the regular to put a few shadows in here and there. Well, a few bits I haven't. Looks like I've forgotten, but I haven't. I'll be back. You know why I'm attracted to the green. I've mixed a watch up over here. Sort of my Viridian Hooker's green blend with a little bit of yellow, raw sienna, whichever one takes your fancy, really. Just take the Viridian out of the Viridian green. Where it meets the doodah. Gotta leave a little bit. Yeah. Sort of heather, isn't it? Could be anything. It's where the midges live.
Yeah, that's right.
All the midges live up there. In that.
Buried in the heather.
We love them. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not so keen on Scotland.
We used to go up there in the spring before they come up.
Yeah. It's funny, really. They reflect the pics. The Scottish people, a lot of them are called midge. Oh, you like them midge. There's a reason for that, because they're like short, fiery things that bite you. Hey, oh, you like that, baby. I worked in High Wycombe for a while, and there was the manager in my office, well, in the job that I was working, he was Scottish. I always swore I'd never work with a Scottish person again, and I haven't. If you're listening, I haven't forgotten you, you arsehole. He was a horrible person.
Oh.
But it was different. And that was what, 85, something like that. Bullying in the workplace was, you know, you could get away with it. Especially when you're training and you got the bloke across the, you know, 3 foot away from you on a desk, saying, you know, random words like vampire, you know, and he's talking about you, you know. I mean, for that, I was too naive. Why not only I was too polite, too well, scared, I suppose. You just got married, young whippersnapper. You know, if it was now, I'd have got up and punched him in the head. But messing about, you know, I'd have stuck his calculator where where the sun shines. Well, it doesn't. Horrible. The irony of it was, well, I remember it, all that pressure that he was putting on me and being nasty was affecting my performance. It meant that I couldn't, you know, you're frightened to make a mistake, you're frightened to even open your mouth, you know, in case you get pounced on. But I found another job down in Weston-super-Mare. That's how I moved, and with Lawrence Allen. As soon as I gave him my notice, all my confidence came back, and I just, you know, because I didn't care, it didn't matter. I couldn't do any more to me because I'm out of there in a month. I had a month to work, you know, to go out for me notice, and the irony is, I started working. I cracked it. I knew exactly what all the, you know, because we were estimating postage stamps and passports for all over the world. So it's quite an important security job and everything. And I remember him saying at the leaving Christmas party, if you'd, you know, been working like that earlier, I'd have made sure you wouldn't leave. I thought, you skunk. And all the other people in the other offices were saying, Dave, why are you leaving? Dave? Is it because of... And I said, yeah. He said, it's not the first time it's happened. Other people are having the same sort of... It's usually that way, isn't it? I'm just flicking in a few bits of glossy bits here, I think.
It's looking really nice, Dave.
It is.
I have thought of... I was thinking, you made me laugh just when you spoke about, I'm not painting a bike in it. One of the things I was considering earlier was painting a bloke stood on the back with a bike, looking at the water.
Hey, how am I going to get over there?
I thought maybe it could be a trademark for future paintings, but then I thought, well, the guy who originally painted the bloke stood by the bike probably wouldn't be very happy eventually if he spotted it. So I thought, better not. Then I thought, I know what I'm going to do. Next time old Wilson next door's out stood by his bike, I'm going to say, here, just stand like this and I'll take a picture. I'll have my own bike. Old boy on a bike, because he looks just like that. He's not very well at the moment, so he might not. I don't think he'll be riding his bike again. He keeps saying he falls over in the back garden, and just using a rigger, by the way, to put a few stronger darks in before I get some white out. Right. Next stage. Put that over there. I've got that lovely oil rigger from Rosemary. What's it called? Evergreen. Evergreen. It's time for a song. Now I'm going to use that. I have penciled. Well, I thought I did. I've lost it. It's gone. Oh, blimey. Well, jigger me, mate. You're going to have to pretend you're an artist now. Nah, there it is. There's one of them. Got some real dark black. Well, it's not dark black. It's the same colour I've been using, burnt umber and blue. But the blue's so strong. I'm just... Oh, right. There's 3 of them. Let's keep going. Oh, hang on. Ah, I've got another picture actually. And I'll go out that way. Yee, got it. I think I'm on a... Really weird. Trying to paint and look at a picture that's 2 foot in the air at the same time. I do. This one wants to go over there, doesn't it? Right. Bit strong, never mind. Add a few extra wee bits. Keep going. Don't stop. Oh no, I'm gonna keep going. You know you're talking to yourself, don't you? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be all right. Keep going. Yeah, I am. Get them. Get a few twigs floating around. I think the because I'm rushing it and it's wet. Stupid boy. And the brush has gone a bit squishy washy. Burnt umber and that blue. Don't put any pressure on the brush, let the brush do the work. Have the tree going off the paper. Well done. Lovely jubbly. Put a bit more of that green on there, I think.
You know where they were putting the electric cables in?
Big sigh.
Riley in the water there.
Stick my neck out here and stick a line of
to the bridge.
a dip there.
You with me?
Go right the way across.
Because the road carries on right that way, then goes up a valley in between that and that. There's a note on the Glencoe one. If I was taking photos on the Glencoe.
Well, it is sort of a mountain, isn't it? So it does have a.
You're on about where we park in the lay-by opposite.
Sort of a
where the coaches park.
Solidity about it.
Sheer drop.
Which I'll just let it dry from
Bigger drop.
earlier on.
It's on top of the mountain.
Shame really, I want it to come a bit further over. Never mind. That's a hint of green in it.
I remember when I was standing there, you know, with me back to that bridge.
That's not too bad.
It was
Let that dry and move off to another part of the picture.
Sorry.
While it's wet, just drop in a few. squidgy bits, a bit run down. So it makes it feel like there's cragginess about it. Let that dry, and then we'll just go over the top of that. Meantime, we need to get some more shadow. It's all back, like shadowy colours. So if you've got a bit of green, burnt sienna, and a hint of blue, ultramarine. It's a bit too dark, really. A bit more raw sienna, perhaps. Just take the edge off it. Loads of water. Gives me a sort of a greeny tone to the grey. Just going to pop that over there. Need to take the edge off the brush. You just practice on it. Yeah, that's not too bad. And just start. Put some flesh on the tree. I'll put water bucket out of the way. The theory is that you should always work into the tree, not out from the tree when you're doing these things. Hold the brush at on its side. Yeah, as I say, the theory or the practice is supposed to be you go towards the tree. Well, towards the inside, not the other way around. If you don't go out. Don't know what the thinking is behind that, but it needs to work. Running out of colour now. Oh well. Always got your tissue in my hand. I'm not. Get a nice sort of crispy, funny sound as you're going over the paper because it's dry. Something like that. There's more to it, and it's strong. This brush isn't picking up a lot of paint. I think that's my. But it's quite strong in this, in the quite a dense sort of green up here. Can you imagine if you had real rough paper, get some really nice foliage effect. Well, you could do an option of painting each individual leaf if you want, but
no, thank you.
It's not going to be. That's not cohesive for an early lunch. But as I say, it does work. That's really the top tip, is to make sure you go in towards the tree. I'm not sure why, but it seems to work. What's the other thing I was going to do? Oh, no. It's going to put an extra edge, a bit more this shadow from the other. This burnt umber and blue, which is slightly darker. See if I can put an edge to that. You go too mad, so I don't want to bring it forward too much. I think I'm holding that brush right at the end here. How cheekily confident is that? Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. That's it. I'll be doing bloody Scottish imitations all afternoon now. Oh, no. I need a wee dram. That's about me done, I think. Oh, there was some bits I was going to do. Yeah. What's my fan brush gone? There it is. No, it's not. Is it this? No, it's not. All right. It's Terry Harrison fan brush. It's the Golden Van Gogh. And the other one is called Fan Stippler. Anyway, whatever you're called, you've done a good job. Done us proud, mate. I want I was going to use a bit of white. I don't know why. Not on the. Oh dear. The white's gone solid in the tube. But you're just using the fan brush. I was thinking of dabbing it on. But thinking about it, alternatively, could use the toothbrush. But to do that, you really want to tissue off bits of the painting you want to preserve. I do it quickly.
Getting time for a long enough run at it. Yeah, bits.
They don't call them handy Andes for nothing.
Many FCs put into that would take.
They're probably not that now, are they? Probably think, if you went in a shop and said, "Have you got any handy Andes?" What? Yeah, those handy tissue thing. Oh, you mean tissues? Sort of. Wonder if I can do this without flicking it all around the room. Nah. Don't think it's going to work, no. That's a shame. Need some really strong white, or wait until it dries and use a knife and scrape it off. Don't do it now. Ooh. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Aye. Cameroon. Oh, that. Bit darks, I think, from my palette. Yeah, maybe not.
If she was ready for you, she'd already known.
It's trouble when you put white on a brush.
No, she wasn't actually.
It stayed on the brush.
Might be just a mistake. What's the matter, dog? Are you hungry?
Just clean that off.
Do you want to come up, or are you hungry?
All I want is a bit of blue. No, that's okay. And some brown. Burnt umber. See what happens. We'll flick that on as well. Let it dry.
Come on, it's 12 o'clock.
Right. Oh, God. Where's my little brush? There it is. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes more is less. I think I can't do it now because everything is too wet. When it's bone dry, a good option would be, oh dear, give us a big glob of white there. It's just one little bit of white turns all my paint into sort of milky goo. add a few extra lines in here. What I was going to say was, tomorrow, when it's bone dry, you can sort of give it 24 hours and use a sharp knife and just scratch some extra rocky bits out. Yeah. Especially up here, I can scratch a bit more out of it. That's what I was thinking with you, Chris, with your acrylics, was to paint the rocks white and then use a stippler brush to just stipple the black in.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because I think I mentioned before, what I can remember, acrylic white stays wet longer. It takes longer to dry.
Yeah,
So you can, you've got that extra few minutes to sort of tease in a few darks and it'll blend a bit, which is what you're after, isn't it? You want it to sort of blend back. But as I say, you could probably tizzle and mess about with this for hours, which I ain't going to do. Early lunch then.
It's lovely. Really like that.
Yeah, it is nice.
Well, out of nowhere, you get the idea though. That's the main thing. And I think, like I'm always saying, tomorrow when it's all dry, then you can use a stiff brush and some clean tissue and make it damp, and tease a few bits out. Just lighten a few bits, a few areas out, which will work really well. What's that? What I call that? It's sort of the icing on the cake. Just teasing. This brush works really well. This is one of those evergreen ones. So you can just sort of, where it's dry, especially if there's some areas over here, that you can just sort of lift. There's an area just around there. I don't think I could. Oh, there it is. A flat headed brush. You can just sort of, when it's bone dry, you can just sort of damp brush it and it'll just lift off enough to make that difference. Let's say you just have to do it. It works better when everything's bone dry. At the moment, if you do it now, it just sort of, it works to a degree, but it'll stick, push it into the paper rather than lift it off. But you can see the gist that if I do that, I can just lift off bits of colour and that'll push the one behind further back, or separate them out. Obviously makes you laugh, doesn't it? Spend all that time putting paint on and then an inordinate amount of time lifting it all off again. But especially with things like this sort of water stuff, you can lift it off and blend it. It's exactly the same when we're doing portraits, which is what we're doing next week, as it happens. Thanks, Joyce. She's picked out a lovely one. It's the only image that I've got on books at the moment. Is you can do it here as well, anywhere. If you get a damp brush, just smooth it in, a bit like makeup, like I say on the portraits, and you do it on there, it works really well. You can sort of subtly blend. It's just softening down, isn't it, really? Okay. I'm off time. Must be gone 12.
10 past.
You can frame it up, zoom out a bit. Is that the zoom? No. Wrong button.
Very nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, it's not as I said right earlier on when we were chatting, it's one of those paintings, one of the subjects, and I think Gordy might have thought of it in that context as well, that has a lot of technical sort of challenges, you know, doing the foliage on the tree, scratching out the rocks and all that sort of monarchy.
Yeah, I do agree, you've done it very well, Dave. Yeah.
Oh well, I wonder what mess we can make it.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm sure it will all be fine.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that's what we're here for.
Yep.
No one said it would be easy. And I mean, if you think when we started off doing that, it really would have been a challenge. You'd have bulking, you'd be sort of choking on your baked beans, like. At least we're thinking positive and thinking, yeah, I reckon we can do this. I mean, look, I learn so much every week. But I think this week and last week I did do a doodle just to work out some colour, or just a little, because like if I'd have said, oh, I know how to do it with the credit card and that, and I thought if I'd have done that, then I'd been stumped because I haven't got a credit card and that one melts. It's difficult. So I'd have been in the mire a bit now. But I reckon you'll be all right. Chrissy's trying to really good, I reckon. You've got a good opportunity there.
Yes.
So, but it is the thing to remember is on all those sort of rocky things, it's Terry Harrison that describes it and demos it, or years ago, that he's the first one I can remember. I'm sure other people have done it as well, and it is like for the rocks, you look at them and you think, what's the lighter color, which is the classic important watercolor technique that I keep saying. It's the light behind the dark, blah blah blah. Phil Pop, if you're watching, you'll be laughing, I know. But you've got to do that with the rocks, and you paint the light bits on, and you've got quite a bit of time. You don't want it to go bone dry underneath, but you want it to, you can sort of carry on doing all the other bits of rocks, just let it melt into the paper and not go dry, but you get that sheen, don't you? You know that it's soaked in and it's not going anywhere really. And then you mix the blue and burnt umber, paint it all over the top. It looks horrible. You think, oh my god, it's going. And then you get the credit card on the knife or a sharp, a stiff edge, and start scratching it, and it's like, wow, look at that. Do it on. I don't think it'll work very well on. I haven't tried it. It probably will, right? On hot press paper, you know, what's it? Hot press, isn't it? The smooth. I don't, because you need the lumpy bits to push against with the card. Terry does it he demonstrates it, and he gets the card. This is what you do: is you put the card on the edge at 45 degrees and go right whoosh round in one fell swoop. You know, you can see where your rock is, and he just does it like that. Well, I broke that rule because I'm using a palette knife and it's so. But no, it's worth trying it. I mean, if you do what I did yesterday, just use a bit of scrap paper and paint. The classic way is paint raw sienna, maybe a little bit of green, light green, on the rock. Let it sort of settle down. You don't want really soaking wet paint, you know, more water the paint as it'll take ages to dry anyway, but let it dry off, dry back, and then put the burnt umber and blue over the top and just scrape it, and you'll be really surprised what happens. Really great. But the sky is important in that. I think that sets the scene. That was quite fiddly, that, but making it nice and wet, you know, damp, not wet but damp, and then whacking the colours on, and then you can use the flat brush where it meets the mountain. You've got a brilliant opportunity there just to lift it off, wipe it off with the tissue, so you get that space of white misty. It won't go back to paper, but it's really nice, that, and that defines the shape of the mountain. Great move. Well, it gives you an opportunity then to, where you've just put a line where the top of the ridge of the mountain is, just to put almost the same color as the sky. You'll have on the edge of the mountain on the top, and then soften it down with some clean water, damp water. Classic.
Right.
I was thinking, I found a website. I don't know what it's called now. Something bloody daft, like Zippy. Hang on, 2 secs. Right at the end. Oh, it's not Zippy, it's Zip It. And I don't know about you guys, but my house is chocker with books. And one lot of books I've got are watercolor, how to paint watercolor books. I'm thinking, like Chrissy, there's a big O coming up soon. I'm heading that way. I ain't gonna read any. I don't need no watercolor books. How to paint this, how to paint that. I'm not going to do any more of that. I know how to paint watercolors. I've got time to sit around stuffing it. If I haven't got it by now, I ain't never going to get it. I'm curious sometimes. And plus the fact now you've got YouTube, so if you sort of just type in, I don't know, painting rocks, some have turned up. I did do that the other day, and some of them I was looking at, I think this is garbage. But if you get a trusted artist like Terry Harrison, he's done quite a few YouTube videos when he was alive and put them up, videos up there on YouTube, but they're not the full painting. They're just like how to paint a brick wall, how to do this. So they're great reminders, and you don't have to sit there playing through a book to do it. So anyway, I've got that website, and it's like a little thing. You scan in the barcode on the book, and it goes into the basket, tells how much you get for the book. You know.
Oh, that's good.
You don't get much, but you can't get rid of books.
Yeah.
Can't take charity shop don't want them, and there aren't any. I keep forgetting to check in, but Milton, there is one of the charities have got a book bank. You know, you chuck your books in, but there ain't many around in Dorset. I can't find them. So I thought, hang on, you just scan it in and it adds it to the thing and to your little account. Then you can either post it to them or they'll come and collect it. Whack them in a box. So I need the space.
Where'd it go?
It's one book. Oh, it's up here. Is it? What is it? GCSE mathematics. Yeah. £1.78.
Oh.
That's what I was going to throw in. Thing. It's a ex-library book. I'm thinking, I ain't going to do any more maths now. I've got grandkids, but they don't really need it. And when they come round, I know Leo, when he was doing 13 plus, or is it 11 plus, isn't it? Something like that. He came over for a few days, and we sat in the cabin, and I was like, going through their set test books, you know, the examples and that. So if they need any tuition or help, it's already, you know, specified the subject and all the rest of it is all done. You just print out the answers and test sheets and all that stuff, and away you go. So that's enough.
Meanwhile, me and Anne and Gordon are going to the pantomime on Saturday.
Oh, all right.
Oh no, you're not.
Oh yes, we are.
We are.
Taking Dylan as well.
He's behind you, Gord.
Which
Yeah,
one are you going
down
to?
the side
Bournemouth
here.
or Poole?
Christchurch.
Oh,
The Regis
Christchurch. All right. What's on there then?
Can't remember. What is it?
Cinderella.
Oh, it's
right.
Cinderella.
High players, isn't it? The high players. They've been doing that.
Yes.
Ever
Yeah,
since,
they're very good.
Yeah,
been doing that ever since I've lived here. That's 30 odd years.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They're
The
very,
guy
very
that
good.
started, the main man, he died a few years ago. I think him and his partner, boyfriend, they used to run the hairdressers in New Milton, something.
All right.
And we used to go every year, and he used to make it special. It's always that way. There's always one person, but I'm sure there's equal now.
They are very good. Yeah.
They do two or three shows a year in there.
They do
What
musicals.
time are you getting there, Annie?
Yeah, they do.
Sorry?
What time are you getting there?
I don't know. We've got Dylan all day, so we're hoping to go early and have a wander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have a wander.
Have a wander.
Go out and feed the ducks down the quamps, or
That's it.
get
We've
chased
got to
by a
entertain him
swan.
somehow. Take him in the local music shop. That'll do.
There isn't one.
Is the Red House Museum still there?
Yeah, Red House Museum
I remember going in there when I was a kid.
might be still. There's usually exhibitions in there. Worth you on Google that. In the side hall, there's usually CAD Arts. No, not them. It'll be Christchurch Arts Guild. Loads of different people in there.
Oh, I'm giving a couple of people a lift. I've got Anne.
Yeah.
And my sister Anne
Yeah.
is going, and Suzanne. I don't think you've met.
No, I don't know her.
No.
I know your Anne, obviously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Suzanne, she's
We'll have a whale of time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Who are you going with, Anne?
Right.
Who's going with you? Dylan?
Dylan, yeah.
Just Dylan? Just
And
you,
Gordon.
Dylan?
And me.
Well, yeah, and Joe. I know it's you as well.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
The kids are escaping for the day.
There'll be 6 of us then. Hopefully we're all sat together.
I expect so.
Yeah. That'd be
Mike
good.
said that Anne is okay to come. His Dot.
Yeah.
Do you know she broke her leg?
No.
Oh, right. She was
Oh, I
out dog
didn't know that.
walking and the dogs ran behind her like with Gordon.
Oh no.
But, broke her legs.
Oh.
That was before Christmas.
Oh.
But she's getting better now, but Mike said she's a bit reluctant to actually do housework.
Oh, I get on well with her.
All about that excuse.
Being left with it.
Oh.
I don't know when I'll put
She's
the video
gonna
up.
be
It
there,
might be
hopefully.
later today. I might not do the video till tomorrow because I'm going to sort this bloody bed thing out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I let you get on and do what you got to do, Dave.
Yeah.
Have lunch. That's what I'm going to do. But
Yeah, my stomach keeps rumbling.
yeah, I've got gripe.
Oh,
Whatever. And the Okado people have been, so there might be something interesting in NAB.
mm,
You never know.
Look at that. Joyce sent me she said, since we're not meeting up at the thing yet, she sent me a Christmas parcel. Little parcel came through the post.
Oh,
Got a new blue scarf
oh,
Wow.
and a guitar spoon. How about that?
Ah, that's good, isn't it?
oh, that's nice.
I'm not sure if it's it's sort of enamel thing. Electric guitar. Too nice to put in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
I thought I could use that for me cocaine. I'll put it on there and light it up there.
Yeah,
At that point, Mel gave me a slap round the ear hole.
yeah.
So she should.
Where do you think you are? Bournemouth Gardens? Westover Road? Bless him. Oh dear. Right, let's go and have some lunch then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for your picture.
Yeah.
Nice to see you all again.
Good. I think we'll need it.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing my picture for me, Dave. It saved me painting it.
Ah,
Yeah, that's very good.
It'll take you a couple of weeks to get that to you.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to pack all my pastels away and get the acrylics out again.
Yeah. You're good at those, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm getting
I
there.
like-
My hand is still
Yeah.
not right, but
No, it takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't got any more physio now. That's finished.
All right.
Just
But
got
you
to
have
get on.
exercises to do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's going to be fun when it comes to caravanning. Mind you, I haven't got anything booked for a long time. So
All right.
Yeah.
It's time to get better then.
yeah, I still can't lift anything or grip anything much. And
All right.
yeah,
Mm,
anyway, I'll manage.
Wait and see.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Lifting up that baby.
Yeah.
at least I can pick him up.
Yeah.
Strengthen your arm.
Yeah, no, he is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay then,
Well, we'll see
say
you
cheerio.
then, Chris.
okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay then.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good time at the pantomime.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Yeah. See what
Okay.
our rocks are like.
Yeah.
keep smiling and splish splash splash.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay then.
That's
Thanks,
gonna be
Dave.
my little saying then.
Yeah.
Splish splash. Yeah.
Splish, splash, splosh. Okay.
Bye,
folks.
Okay then. Bye
All right
everybody.
then. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Kettles on.
everybody.
Loving you has made my life so beautiful, and every day of my life is filled with loving you, loving you. I see your soul come shining through, and every time that we do, I'm more in your soul comes shining every time that we do. I'm more in love with you, loving you. It's easy 'cause you're beautiful, making love with you. It's all I wanna do. Loving you is more than just a dream come true. 'Cause everything that I do is out of loving you. No one else can make you feel the colors that you bring. Stay with me while we grow old. We will live each day to springtime. Loving you made my life more beautiful. And every day of my life is filled with loving you. Loving you. I see your soul come shining through. And every time that we do, I'm more in love with you. Cool, no one else can make me feel the colors that you bring. Please stay with me while we grow old, and we will live each day in springtime. 'Cause loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Every day of my life is filled with loving you. Loving you. I see your soul comes shining through. Every time that we do, I'm more in love with you. Cool, blimey.